Welcome to our deep dive today. Today we're going to be talking about Bashar.
All right.
Have you ever walked into a place and just gotten a feeling from it?
Oh, yeah,
The
absolutely.
good vibes or bad vibes?
All the time.
So Bashar is this channeled entity,
Right.
and they talk about all this stuff, consciousness and reality and all that, and
Yeah.
they actually suggest that those good vibes and bad vibes aren't just feelings, you know?
Mhm.
What if they're actual layers of energy surrounding the planet? They call these
Right.
earth shells.
It's a really fascinating idea
Yeah.
to think about.
Yeah.
When we talk about the Earth, we usually think of just the physical realm, right?
Right.
But what if there's more to it?
Yeah, so
What if
today
there are.
we're looking at this YouTube video
Right, it's a YouTube video.
where Bashar really gets into earth shells.
And they talk about portals and other dimensions too.
Portals. Okay,
Yeah.
so what are these earth shells like?
Okay, so picture this.
Okay.
The Earth's physical realm is just one layer of existence, and surrounding it are all these other shells, right?
Okay.
Each one vibrating at a different frequency, kind of like how
Right.
radio waves carry different stations.
Okay.
These shells, Bashar says, contain different levels of existence.
Oh, wow.
Like there's the elemental shell, where you might find elemental beings.
Oh, so it's like our planet has all these invisible
Yeah.
energy layers around it.
Yeah, and they all have their own qualities and inhabitants.
Okay.
And they're not totally separate either. You can intersect and even have portals connecting them.
Portals, so doorways to other dimensions.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
So you can imagine how this gets really interesting.
Yeah, so in the video, someone asks Bashar about psychedelics.
Oh, yeah.
And whether those could be a way to access the portals.
That's a question I think a lot of people have.
Yeah, are they just hallucinations or are they something more?
Right, and Bashar's answer is really interesting.
Okay.
They suggest that these psychedelic experiences might not just be hallucinations.
Okay.
They can be glimpses into these other shells,
Whoa.
potentially even letting us perceive beings from other realms.
Wait, so those trippy visuals and otherworldly encounters people talk about could
Yeah.
be actual glimpses into other dimensions?
Bashar doesn't dismiss them as just imagination.
Wow.
They propose that by changing our consciousness, right,
Okay.
psychedelics could be temporarily shifting our frequency to match those other shells.
Oh, so we're tuning into a different channel.
Exactly, like tuning into a different channel.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
So is that what shamans are doing when they go on their journeys?
that's a great connection.
They're accessing information from other realms too.
Right, and Bashar explains that shamanic practices, they often involve techniques to change their frequency,
Right.
intentionally matching it to those other realms so they can gain knowledge and insights.
Okay, so it's like a cosmic internet connection or something. Yeah, think of it like that. We're accessing information from different energetic dimensions.
Okay.
That's wild.
It is.
So where do the Akashic records fit into all of this?
Good question.
Are they like a library in one of these shells?
So Bashar describes the Akashic records not as like a physical place,
Okay.
more like this universal information field.
Okay.
It's not bound to any specific shell,
Oh,
but you can access it from anywhere
okay.
by matching the frequency of the information you want.
So like a cosmic database.
Yeah, like a cosmic internet.
Okay, so we're able to shift our frequency to access these other realms.
Hmm.
Does that mean the Earth itself is shifting too?
That's a great question.
Like with all the climate change and natural disasters?
Yeah, is the Earth's frequency changing?
Is that what's happening?
Bashar addresses that in the video.
Okay.
They suggest that maybe instead of these events just changing the Earth,
Mm.
we're actually collectively shifting towards versions of Earth with different climate patterns.
Wait, different versions of Earth? Are you saying there are multiple Earths out there?
It's not so much like jumping between them,
Okay.
more like navigating towards them.
Okay.
Think of it like a ship adjusting its course.
Okay.
As our consciousness evolves,
Mm-hmm.
we're drawn to the reality that resonates with our frequency.
Okay.
It's not a set path, though.
Oh.
Bashar says our actions, especially how we respond to challenges,
Okay.
influence this shift.
So we're not just along for the ride.
Exactly.
Our choices actually matter.
Your choices matter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's about aligning your actions with the reality you want to experience.
Okay, so even something like recycling
Yeah.
isn't just about saving this Earth, but contributing to a shift towards
Towards a version of Earth
a better version.
where sustainability is more prevalent.
Okay, so every little thing we do adds up to the bigger picture.
It all adds up.
It's not just saving this planet, but steering towards a better version of it.
Right.
Okay, so what about technology then?
Yeah.
Will we still have all the cool gadgets and stuff
That's a common question.
in these more balanced Earths?
And Bashar says technology and equitable distribution of resources can still thrive,
Okay.
even in a more localized world.
But how would that even work?
Well,
Think about a computer.
yeah.
it's made with parts from all over the world.
Right.
How could localized communities keep up with that?
So, in a more positive reality,
Okay.
Bashar says synchronicity plays a big role.
Okay.
Imagine resources and technologies just flowing to where they're needed,
Effortlessly.
effortlessly guided by a kind of universal intelligence.
Like a cosmic GPS.
Yeah, like a cosmic GPS.
Okay, so it's not about giving up technology or
Right.
disconnecting from the world.
It's about evolving our relationship with it.
Right, and recognizing that abundance
Yeah.
isn't about just having more stuff.
It's about having what you need when you need it.
Okay, so that brings us back to this idea of scarcity, which Bashar says is more of a mindset than reality.
It is a mindset.
They say our beliefs about scarcity
Yeah,
actually make a problem worse.
they do.
So if we're always worried about there not being enough,
Yeah, if you're constantly thinking that there's not enough,
we create that reality.
you create that reality for yourself.
Wow.
But what if we shift our mindset to abundance,
Okay.
recognizing that everything's connected
Mm-hmm.
and trusting that the universe will provide?
That's tough.
It is.
But I guess it makes sense.
It does.
It's like that saying, whether you think you can or you think you can.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Our beliefs really do shape our reality. So
do.
instead of competing for scraps,
Imagine collaborating and sharing, knowing that there's enough for everyone.
that's a big shift, though.
It is a shift in consciousness,
Yeah.
moving away from fear and lack towards trust and abundance.
It sounds kind of utopian.
It does sound utopian.
But honestly, it's hard to imagine.
I know.
When you look at how things are right now, there's
Yeah.
so much competition and dominance in the world.
It's true.
How do we even get from that?
Right.
How do we do cooperation and abundance?
Yeah, well, Bashar suggests that as we evolve and move to these higher frequencies, competition changes.
Okay.
It's no longer about dominance.
Okay.
It becomes about self-improvement.
So instead of trying to beat each other.
You're trying to be better.
Yeah.
You're pushing yourself to grow and evolve.
Okay. And that somehow helps everyone.
It does. It contributes to the collective good.
So it's not cutthroat anymore.
Right.
It's about personal growth and
Yeah.
excellence.
Exactly.
Boy, I like that.
Yeah.
And this leads to another interesting thing Bashar talks about.
Oh, yeah.
Contact with other beings.
Extraterrestrials.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting.
It does.
What does Bashar say about extraterrestrial contact?
Okay, so Bashar says open contact with extraterrestrials won't just happen all at once.
Oh,
In
yeah.
some big dramatic way.
Okay.
They see it happening gradually.
Okay.
In what they call local reality bubbles.
Local reality bubbles. What's that?
So it means that contact will start with individuals and small groups who are ready, whose frequencies are aligned with the possibility of extraterrestrial interaction.
Okay.
And these first encounters,
Yeah.
they'll be tailored to those people's understanding and readiness.
So no, like, mass landing on the White House lawn.
Probably not.
Okay.
Bashar describes it as more subtle
Okay.
and personalized.
So like dipping your toes in the water
Yeah, exactly.
before jumping in.
It's less shocking that way.
But what about people who are like terrified of aliens?
Right.
Does that affect the likelihood of contact?
It's not that the extraterrestrials are afraid
Okay.
or avoiding those people.
Okay.
Bashar says that fear
Mm.
creates a vibrational mismatch
Okay.
that makes contact hard.
So like,
Like trying to tune a radio to a specific station, but the signal's weak.
oh, I get it.
You can't hear it clearly.
So our fear is like static on the radio.
Exactly.
Blocking us from connecting with
Blocking
them.
the connection.
Wow. So if we want to increase our chances of
You
contact.
got to let go of the fear.
Yeah.
Cultivate openness and curiosity.
Okay, so it's about shifting our perspective from fear to fascination.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about
Love that.
recognizing that we're a part of a vast universe
Right.
with so much more out there than we realize.
This is all pretty mind-blowing.
It is.
It really makes you question everything.
It does.
But in a good way.
Yeah.
It's exciting to think about the possibilities.
It is exciting.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
It challenges us to expand our awareness
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
consider all these possibilities.
We've covered a lot in this first part of our deep dive.
We have.
From Earth, shells, and
Mhm.
portals to extraterrestrial contact and society shifts.
It's been a lot.
It's been a wild ride.
It has.
And this is just the beginning. There's so much more to explore with Bashar's perspective.
We've only just scratched the surface.
Make sure to stick around for part 2 of our deep dive.
Yeah, we'll go even deeper.
We're going to go even deeper.
Absolutely.
All right, see there? So we just finished talking about how the Earth has these...
Energetic shells?
Yeah, energetic shells, and how like our actions could influence which version of Earth we experience.
That's right.
It's pretty crazy stuff.
It is pretty wild. It really challenges our understanding of reality.
And speaking of shift in realities,
Yeah.
Bashar also talks about what might happen to our current society.
Our structures.
Yeah, during this transition to a more positive reality.
Right.
Yeah, like, would everything just collapse?
Well, that's a big question.
Like Mad Max style.
A lot of people worry about that.
Government's collapsing chaos in the streets?
Yeah.
Is that what they're predicting?
Not necessarily. Bashar says it doesn't have to be catastrophic.
Okay.
They emphasize that the nature of the transition really depends
On us.
on us.
On our collective
frequency and beliefs.
Okay, so some people might experience it as a smooth, gradual shift, and others might see more upheaval.
It's all about individual and collective mindset.
It's like choosing your own adventure.
Exactly like those books where your decisions change the story.
But this brings up a question
Yeah.
from one of our listeners
Okay.
about like the practical side of things. If we're shifting to smaller communities.
Yeah, more localized.
Yeah, as Bashar suggests, what happens to technology and resources?
Will we still have all the cool gadgets?
Will we still have access to
The
everything?
global connections?
Yeah,
It's a great question.
yeah,
And a lot of people wonder about it.
yeah.
Bashar believes that technological advancements and fair resource distribution can still happen
Okay.
even in a more localized world.
But how would that even work?
Right.
Like, think about a computer.
Yeah.
It has parts from all over the globe.
Yeah, it does.
How could smaller communities maintain that?
Okay, so Bashar says in a more positive reality,
Okay.
synchronicity plays a huge role.
Synchronicity,
Yeah.
okay.
Imagine resources and technology
Mm-hmm.
just going where they need to go,
Oh, wow.
guided by like a universal intelligence,
Okay.
almost like a
cosmic GPS.
a cosmic GPS.
So we're not abandoning technology or disconnecting from the world.
We're evolving our relationship with it.
Okay, and recognizing that abundance isn't about just having more stuff.
It's about having what you need when you need it.
Okay, so that brings us back to scarcity, which Bashar says
Is a mindset.
is more of a mindset than reality. They
Yeah.
say our beliefs about scarcity actually contribute to the problem.
They do.
So if we're constantly worried about not having enough,
If you're clinging to that belief
Yeah.
that there's not enough to go around,
we're creating that reality.
you're creating a reality of lack.
Wow. But what
Oh,
if
there's-
if we shift to a mindset of abundance,
Yeah,
trusting that the universe will provide?
that's the key.
It's like that saying, whether you think you can or you think you can.
You're right.
You're right.
Exactly.
Our beliefs really do shape our reality.
They really do.
So instead of competing for scraps, imagine collaborating, sharing resources,
Yeah.
knowing there's enough for everyone.
I mean, that sounds great, but
It's a big shift.
it's a huge shift.
Shift in consciousness
Yeah.
from fear to trust.
It's kind of utopian,
It is, but
but it's possible.
I guess it's possible. But it's hard to imagine
Yeah.
when you see how competitive the world is.
It's tough
Yeah.
to see it.
How do we get from here to there?
Well, Bashar says
Yeah.
as we evolve to higher frequencies,
Mhm.
competition transforms.
Okay.
It's not about dominance anymore.
Okay.
It's about self-improvement.
So instead of trying to beat each other,
You're trying to be better.
we're trying to improve ourselves.
Yeah. And that helps everyone.
That helps everyone.
Yeah.
So it's not cutthroat anymore.
It's about growth.
It's about personal growth
Yeah,
and excellence.
Exactly.
You need that.
And this leads to another fascinating thing Bashar talked about.
Oh, yeah.
Contact with other beings.
With extraterrestrials.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting.
It does.
What does Bashar say about extraterrestrial contact?
Okay, so they say open contact won't happen all at once.
Okay.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
big dramatic reveal. They
Right.
see it as happening gradually.
Gradually.
Yeah.
Okay. In what they call local reality bubbles.
Local reality bubbles. What's that?
So it means that contacts will begin with individuals and small groups
Okay.
who are ready for it,
Okay.
whose frequencies are aligned
Hmm.
with that possibility.
Okay.
And these initial encounters
Yeah.
will be tailored to those people,
Okay.
to their understanding and readiness.
So no mass landing on the White House lawn.
Probably not.
Okay.
Bashar describes it as more subtle and personalized.
It's like dipping your toes in the water.
Exactly,
Yeah.
before jumping in headfirst.
So what about people who are terrified of aliens?
Right.
Does that affect
Mhm.
the chances of contact?
So it's not that the extraterrestrials are afraid
Okay.
or avoiding those people.
Okay.
Bashar says fear
Mm.
creates a vibrational mismatch
Okay.
that makes contact difficult.
Okay. So like
Like a radio trying to tune into a station,
Mm-hmm.
but the signal's weak.
I see.
They're static.
So our fear is the static
It is
blocking the connection.
blocking the connection.
So if we want to increase our chances of contact,
we have to let go of the fear,
yeah, and be more open.
open and curious,
So it's about shifting our perspective
from the fear.
fascination.
From fear to fascination.
Wow.
It's about recognizing
Yeah.
that we're part of a vast universe
Right.
and there's how much we don't know.
This is really making me think.
It is mind-blowing.
It's making me question everything.
It's good to question things.
Yeah, in a good way.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
It is exciting.
Yeah.
There are so many possibilities.
All these possibilities out there.
Yeah.
So we've covered a lot again in this second part.
We have our
deep dive from societal structures breaking down to the possibility of extraterrestrial contact.
It's been a wild ride.
It's been a wild ride.
Yes.
And we're not done yet.
There's more.
There's still so much more to explore.
So much.
With Bashar's perspective.
Bashar has a lot to say.
Join us for the final part of our deep dive.
We're going to get to the heart of it all.
Where we'll delve into the nature of reality itself.
The nature of reality.
The evolution of consciousness.
And the power of our choices.
See you there? All right, so welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into Bashar.
All right.
We've been through a lot. Earth shells, interdimensional portals.
Yeah, it's all that good stuff.
Extraterrestrial contact, even like societal shifts.
Big changes.
But now we got to get to like the core of it all.
The heart of it.
Yeah, the nature of reality itself.
This is where it gets really interesting.
Okay, so Bashar says, we're not just passive observers in this reality.
We're active creators.
We're actually creating it.
Yeah, with every thought.
Wow.
Every belief.
Okay.
Every action.
So it's not just about...
It's not just positive thinking.
Yeah.
It's about...
aligning our actions.
Aligning your actions with what you want.
With the reality we want to create.
Absolutely.
This reminds me of what we were talking about before.
Yeah.
Multiple Earths.
Parallel realities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Bashar said we're shifting to different versions based on our
frequency.
frequency. Does that mean there are like infinite realities out there?
I mean there's a multiverse of possibilities.
Okay, so there's a reality where I'm a rock star. One where I'm like a master chef.
Why not?
Not another one where I'm...
endless possibilities.
Yeah, endless possibilities.
That's the point.
But we're not just like bouncing between them randomly.
No, it's not random.
Okay.
We're drawn to the realities that resonate with us.
So if I want to experience a reality where I'm a rock star or a master chef...
You got to align with that frequency.
You got to align my thoughts, my beliefs.
Everything. It's not about wishing. It's about creating.
So we're not limited by our past.
You are not limited by your past.
Okay. Even if I've made bad choices before.
Every moment is a new opportunity.
Oh, wow. So it's not too late.
It's never too late.
To change course.
To change course.
Okay. That's really hopeful.
It is hopeful.
But how do we actually do that?
How do we break free from those old patterns?
Yeah, how do we actually shift our frequency?
Well, Bashar has some tools and techniques.
Okay.
One of the most powerful is following your excitement.
Following our excitement.
Yeah.
That sounds way more fun.
It is fun.
Than like meditating for hours.
Right.
But how does that help?
So excitement is like your inner guidance system.
Okay.
It's a compass.
Pointing us in the right direction.
Towards what's good for you.
So when we feel excitement.
You feel that genuine excitement.
Yeah.
It means you're on the right track.
It's a sign.
That we're aligned with.
With a reality you want to create.
So it's like the universe is giving us clues.
It is. Little nudges.
Yeah, little nudges. Just follow our excitement.
Follow the breadcrumbs of joy.
And that'll lead us to a better reality.
To a better reality.
I like that.
Like we can create a reality.
You can.
Filled with the things.
Filled with joy.
Yeah, that light us up.
Exactly.
And by doing that...
You're not just helping yourself. You're helping everybody.
It's like a ripple effect.
It is a ripple effect.
Our choices create positive energy.
That spreads out.
Yeah.
And impacts the whole world.
This has been amazing.
It has been...
If there's one thing to take away from this...
Yeah.
It's that we have the power...
You have the power...
to choose our reality.
To choose your reality.
We're not powerless.
You're not a pawn.
We're creators.
You are a creator.
So to everyone listening, the next time you feel that excitement...
That's a spark.
Yeah, that pull towards something you love.
Don't ignore it.
Don't ignore it.
Follow it. Explore it.
You might be surprised.
You might be amazed.
By the reality you create.
By what you create.
Not just for yourself.
For yourself and the world.
But for the world.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is awesome.
So every little choice we make.
Every choice matters.
Can make a difference.
It does.
For a better world.
For a better world.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks for being here.